So that is, really are in a nice area. And where Brad and I we're a little off the other day, but keep your eye on that $15.3 trillion debt. That's our debt as America. And America, I think, is a little sick. We're not probably sick here, but if the whole is sick, then parts are going to be sick too if we aren't careful. So just keep your eye on that and encourage those representatives to quit being Democrats and Republicans and get their tail in gear and stop spending money that we don't have and live within our budgets. It just makes me mad. The reason our company has survived and Barb and Mark have put together a pretty good life is we live a couple steps below where we could. We still do to this day. And we're very conservative. And we aren't afraid to take risks because we are conservative in those ways. So with that said, I want to tell a story on Daryl. This morning, and I can't make this stuff up. I may be a spontaneous speaker, but I'm not a liar. Okay, I'm in the store this morning. A woman comes in, really nice woman, bought a flag and everything. And I'm there demoing and I'm gathering her information for our database, where she works and what her name is. And she's from out here. Her name is Deb. She works at some drywall place, RL Drywall, in Sioux Falls. Well, here's what she said. I told her what I was going to do, and I was going to come out here. I said, you're going to be around. I'm hustling to try to get another person in the door. And I said, no, but we're going to be at the Pizza Ranch. And Daryl, I can't make this up. She said, when Daryl came to this community, what a blessing. What he gave to the school, what he did for this community, you might have been an accelerator for the growth of this community coming in and doing what you're doing. And I cannot tell you enough what that means. You got a gem right here. I don't need to tell you, you already know it. I just want to polish it a little bit. And you got a young gem right there. Okay? So now the other part about this, so you get this, 30s, tickling 50, but 40s. And Brad and I are in our 50s, so you got 3 decades of experience here, and we're telling you we're available. So one thing I heard from Brad, and you heard from me, we're available to talk. The kids, you know, this is important here, way more important across the street. Way more important, and we got to get to them, but we start with you guys, and that's what we did at Lennox last night. So I want to read you this. I get to travel all over the country. I did trade shows last year in 10 major cities for our company, selling our, I don't know if you guys don't know, but we do banners all over the country. We're way better nationally than we are locally, but we're going to get better locally, aren't we, Casey? Yes, sir. Here's a guy, he works for a business called the Transfer Times. His name is Ken Nordstrom out in Carmel, Indiana. I think his town got a tornado. And here's what the late Anita Roderick, founder of The Body Shop, had to say about the topic, business as unusual, about entrepreneurship. Dysfunction is the essence of entrepreneurship. I've had dozens of requests from places like Harvard and Yale to talk on the subject. It makes me laugh that Ivy Leaguers are so keen to learn how to be entrepreneurs because I'm not convinced it's a subject you can teach. I mean, how do you teach obsession? Because it's obsession that drives the entrepreneur's commitment to a vision of something new. Potential entrepreneurs are outsiders. They are people who imagine things as they might be, not as they are, and have the drive to change the world around them. Those are the skills that business schools are not able to teach. We need to interface those schools with our businesses. There's a House bill called HB 1152, and I'm PO'd at the state. I have 2 calls into Dr. Shop, and she won't return 1 call and 1 email. I want to talk to her about who's in charge of this bill. It's supposed to be implemented by 2013, the fall of. It was passed in 2010. Now that's real entrepreneurial. He got a 4-year wait. I'm like, give me a break. And I read the outline of the proposed new entrepreneurial curriculum. It's terrible. I wouldn't have ever done it. I wouldn't have had the time to sit down and do it as a high school kid at West Central. And we're just asking them to fine tune. Would you just please listen to us business people a little bit? Because we're getting your end products. And I interview and hire a lot of people. And I fire a lot of people. And we've had kids come in. We had some really bad experiences with college kids. Are there any college professors in here before I take them off? All right. Here's what I would tell you. I would give them all an A on teaching kids to interview, and I'd give them a D- on teaching them how to work. You get the connection? Come to our place and give us your heart and soul. I got fired. I want you to have fire. Casey's a good example. He was selling cars at Billions for 80 hours a week. I said, come to our place. I'll give you a vacation. You only have to work 50 hours. And you get the weekend off. And we do. And I match every hour you work and then some. So, boy, that's the life of an entrepreneur. I want to drive this thing farther. I want to create 6 or 7 more jobs. That's what our country needs. So with that, kind of a wild opening, but let's go. You guys, somebody ask some questions and let's get this thing going. It can literally percolate itself. It has kind of a drive. Point to who you want to ask, or all of us. And please ask some questions about how we can infuse the spirit into your career, into your business, into your community. What can we do to help you today? You spend the money, you come, you're chamber members, some of you are board members. What can we do to help you? Matt, you ask a question since you're going out on your own. Come on.
Let me think here for a second. Well, what do you suggest for a person who wants to start out? What's your advice for someone
I'm
to
going
start
to give you
out?
the Mark Nelson magic formula for success. Marry an RN.
Sorry,
How do you
honey.
think we live? Or the head of the chamber.
There you go.
I'm just not quite, I'm a little off today. I've had too much caffeine. Your wife has to have a good job, and you have to be able to live on that income. It took us 5 or 6 years to make money. And I worked for little to nothing for a long time in order to get there. And she had to be on board. I would say that Barb wasn't exactly on board, but I had her by the back of the neck dragging her along. And she, at times, wanted a divorce. There's no question. I can tell you that story later if you want. But I was a good enough salesperson to say, listen, you want a divorce, you'll get one. But I'm telling you, I'm getting remarried because I like women. That's the truth. And she knew I was serious, so we went and got some help. Okay? Is that too direct? It's a true story. I can tell you the whole story. It was a guy, he was a marriage counselor, Christian one, and when we got done, he said, you two really should probably stay together, but you, pointed at me, need to buy her a house. And the blessings came. We had a good year that year. Got a nice bonus, first one ever, bought a nice house. 1 year later, we had a minor flare-up, new car. Okay, and then things have been pretty smooth. That was in the late 80s and into the early 90s, and then we had our last child. And we have two kids that are 27, 28, 26, and 21, and they're like two different kids. The youngest one is softer and mellower. The other two are lawyers, are edgy. I mean, they're edgy because we were edgy when they were growing up. And the youngest one, just as docile and nice as could be, we're like, where'd you come from? And the other ones will say, you weren't around when mom and dad were crazy. So that's all true. I can't make this up. So anyway, let's get another question. What do you guys, how do you get money to start? Go ahead.
Well, I thought the rest of them were going to answer.
I'll answer it. I did not marry an RN, so I don't think any RNs would marry me. No, I was already married when we started our company. So I guess the thing that I would say is know that it's not going to be easy, that it's going to be a lot of work. I go to work early in the morning and I stick around till late at night. When I started the Great Spot